Hello students, welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Vikas. We have an app by the name CareersCloud which you can go and download through Play Store. Once you have downloaded the application, you will be able to easily log in using your Gmail ID. Once you have logged in, you will be redirected to this page where you will be getting this UI and there will be option for home, all courses, my courses and doubt section. On this application, you will be getting multiple PDFs, multiple content on daily basis that will be enhancing your learning. Our first segment is daily current affairs. We make sure to provide you current affairs on daily basis in both English as well as in Hindi content. The PDFs for the same are uploaded on our application, and apart from this, we also make sure to provide you with quizzes that will help you to revise the content after you have gone through the PDF. Next comes our weekly content. The content is also provided in both English as well as in Hindi, and here we also make sure to provide you quiz also of that past week's current affairs that will be enhancing your learning, as it is a compilation of the important topics, important MCQ questions for the last week. Similar for the monthly, the PDFs are very important. They provide you insights of various topics, as well as we also make sure to provide you the quiz of monthly questions that are very important for learning. Next, we also provide you with important PIB articles on daily basis so that you can go through these articles and have an insight about that particular topic. Not just this, we also make sure to provide you important events that are happening globally and make sure to give you the right analysis. One of the most important segment of our application is that we make sure to provide you with the correct exam analysis. When you are having exam, we make sure to provide you with previous year questions so that the student can go through the exam pattern and the syllabus and can prepare the exam accordingly based on the pattern. After the exam, we also make sure to provide you with the exam analysis. Then for the students who are preparing for state exams, they will be also beneficial here, as we will make sure to provide with state-wise current affairs for them. Apart from this, we also make sure to cover the topic-wise current affairs such as your national affairs, government schemes, international affairs, banking and finance, economy and businesses, as these are the topics from which the examiner definitely asks the question, and these are covered on the monthly basis. So friends, do check our application. It will be a one-stop solution for learning. Apart from this, friends, CareersCloud is hiring. We are looking for candidates for subject matter experts in quants, reasoning and English, and also we are looking for a content creator for current affairs topic on daily basis, weekly basis and monthly basis. There is also an opening for a person who can translate the English content into Hindi. If you want to apply, you can scan the code here for further details, or you can go to the description and click the link below. These positions are available both in full-time and freelance for serious candidates. Hello everyone, so in this video we will be discussing important current affairs, so do pay attention till the end and do take notes. They will be very beneficial for your preparation. Let's start. The first question is, India has lost how much of tree cover since the year 2000, which is equivalent to 6% decrease in the cover during 2001 to 2023 time period. So among these options, we can see that option 1 is right here. India has lost almost 2.33 million hectares of the tree cover since the year 2000. And here we are talking about this is equivalent to a 6% decrease in the cover during 2001 to 2023. Right? Now what can be the various reasons of the loss? So one of the main reason is your fires. Right, the forest fires, because of this we see a large portion of it gets wiped out. Correct. So according to the Global Forest Watch GFW monitoring project data, this released a data that stated that India has lost 2.33 million hectares of the tree cover since 2000, which is equivalent to 6%. If we further talk about it, the data showed that India has lost almost 4,14,000 hectares 4,14,000 hectares of humid primary forest, that is 4.1% from 2001 to 2023, which is 18% of the total tree cover loss in the same period. Also remember, Assam saw the most tree cover loss at 3,24,000 hectares compared to an average of 66.6 hectares, followed by Mizoram. correct? So if we talk about the average, that is 66.6 lakh hectares, but 66.6 lakh hectares, but the maximum loss cover was in Assam, that saw 3,24,000 hectares loss. Further, if we talk about the losses, right, the data showed that India lost 4,14,000 hectares of humid primary forest, that is 4.1% from 2001 to 2023, which is 18% of its total tree cover loss in the same period. Assam saw the most tree cover loss compared to an average of 66.6 hectares, followed by Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, and Manipur. Further, if we talk about the states with the maximum tree cover loss here remember 5 states in India accounted for almost 60% of all the tree cover loss from happening between 2001 to 2023. And which are these states? Assam saw here the most tree cover loss we just saw compared to Mizoram, and it's same, exactly same, right? So Assam, Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, and your Manipur. These are the 5 states that account for almost 60% of all the tree cover loss from 2001 to 2023. Further, remember, if we talk about this KHA, what is this KHA? Don't get confused. This stands for kilo hectare. This is equal to 1000 hectare, right? So if we look at the data and it talks about that the state, or what is the reason for the maximum tree cover loss, it is forest fires. And the data also suggested that because of the forest fire, India lost about 35.9 kilo hectares of the land, maximum of which was from Odisha, right? Then if we talk about the state with the maximum tree cover, there are 7 states that account for 55% of the tree cover in India. Arunachal Pradesh has the most compared to, that is almost 6.11 million hectares, then compared to average of 957 kilo hectares, followed by Assam, Chhattisgarh, Kerala, and Odisha. If we talk about Global Forest Watch, right, this is an initiative of the World Resource Institute launched in 2014, and this is the organization that has released this data, Global Forest Watch. Next is name the initiative introduced by the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare to disburse subsidies to the horticulture farmers. So remember this, which is that initiative? It is CDP Suraksha. This is an initiative of which organization or ministry? Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. And the main aim of this initiative is basically to provide subsidies to the bank account or instantly to the bank account of the farmers, correct? To provide subsidies instantaneously to the bank account, directly into the bank account of farmers, correct? CDP Suraksha. In this CDP Suraksha, the benefit will be provided using e-rupee, that is a facility of NPCI. E-rupee is your electronic rupee, right? Here remember, the farmers directly will be able to, the platform will allow the farmers, vendors, or implementing agencies, they can directly go and order planting materials such as seeds, seedlings, plant based on their needs, and pay their share cost of planting material, and the subsidy amount paid by the government of India will directly appear on the screen, and they can use this e-voucher to pay for that, right? And this e-voucher, they won't be requiring any internet, they won't be requiring any digital application or any banking access. Further, you can see here the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, they launched this initiative CDP Suraksha. And what is CDP Suraksha full form? Cluster Development Program, System for Unified Resource Allocation, Knowledge and Secure Horticulture Assistance, and it is to disburse subsidies to the horticulture farmers under the CDP. Here you can see CDP Suraksha. This will allow instant disbursal of the subsidies to farmers in their bank account by utilizing the e-rupee voucher from the NPCI. And here the database integration with PM Kisan, cloud-based UIDI from NIC, and so on. Apart from this, if we further talk about this e-Upaj Kisan Nidhi platform. What is this e-Upaj Kisan Nidhi platform? Correct? Basically, this platform it is a digital process, correct? E-Kisan, that is electronic Upaj Kisan Nidhi platform, and this allows the farmers to store their produce to store their produce in WDRA's warehouses. Correct? And they provide them opportunity to store up to 6 months and with an interest of 7% per annum. What is DigiClaim? DigiClaim is basically a claim settlement process. A claim settlement process that helps the farmers to receive the insurance claim. That helps them to receive the insurance claim electronically. It was launched in 2023 by the Government of India and it was launched under Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Right, and Awas Yojana is basically your housing scheme to provide housing to everyone. Moving on. Next, India is among the 12 nations responsible for 60% of the world's mismanaged plastic waste. This data was released by EA Earth Action 2024 and they released a report that is Plastic Overshoot Day, September 5, 2024. Correct? First of all, remember here we are talking about the top 12 nations. Which are those nations? Here you can see China, India, Russia, Brazil, Mexico, Vietnam, Iran, Indonesia, Egypt, Pakistan and USA and Turkey. Correct? These are the 12 countries that are among the top 60% of the world's that contribute towards the world's most mismanaged plastic waste. Right? We know that microplastic are there now everywhere, even in our blood. It was found even in the bloods of the newborn baby. The microplastics were found. Right? And the plastic waste is increasing day by day and in future also it will be increasing. But the main thing here is to manage that plastic waste. So there is a term Plastic Overshoot Day. What is this Plastic Overshoot Day? This means the day when plastic waste surpasses the waste management capacity. That means the amount of plastic that we are making, that we are using is more than the amount of plastic that we can manage or we can reuse or recycle. Right? That creates environmental problem and that is your Plastic Overshoot Day. Globally, if we are talking about, we observe Plastic Overshoot Day on 5th of September. But if we are talking about nationally, Global Overshoot Day is observed on 23rd April. Right? In India, India's Plastic Overshoot Day is expected on 23rd of April. And if we are talking about Plastic Overshoot Day globally, it is projected on 5th of September 2024 for the year 2024. Right? So take a note of this. This is your Plastic Overshoot Day. Globally, 5th September is expected and India's Plastic Overshoot Day is expected on 23rd of April. That means huge amount of plastic is being used in India, but it is not being managed properly. India's per capita plastic waste production stands at 8 kg per capita per year. That is one of the world's lowest. And Plastic Overshoot Day marks when plastic waste surpasses waste management capacity. Correct? Apart from this, if we see, Belgium has the highest plastic waste production per person, that is 147.7 kg per year. Right? And this is in India just 8 kg per capita per year. And we can say this is 16 times more in Belgium. Right? Apart from this, in these countries that we just saw, Oman leads the mismanaged plastic waste with 111 kg per person in 2024. That is 24 times more than Norway. Right? Moving on. Further, if we talk about some of the related news, the first ever State of the World's Migratory Species report launched at the 14th meeting of the Conference of Parties to the Convention on the Conservation of Migratory Species of World Annual, that is CMS COP14, that is also known as Bonn Convention, was held in Samarkand, Uzbekistan from 12 to 7th of Feb. And on 6th of Feb, Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated 100 tons per day integrated waste management facility, that is in South Goa. Location is important, that is in South Goa, and this facility will be used for treating 60 tons per day wet waste and 40 tons per day dry waste. If we talk about EA Earth Action, where is the headquarters? Lausanne, Switzerland, and it was established in 2013. Next, according to Traction Geo quarterly report released by Traction, the India's fintech startup raised how much amount across 33 deals in the first quarter of calendar year 2024. So first of all, fintech. What is this fintech? Apart from fintech, there is term edtech, there is term medtech. What are these? Fintech stands for when a finance industry meets with IT, that is information technology, or we can say when fintech finance meets with technology. EdTech is when education meets with technology. MedTech is when medical sector meets with technology, right? So fintech sector is a combination of finance industry and your technology. That means whenever the earlier, before coming of these electronic systems, before coming of all the digitization, all the work used to be done was right in paper format, right, physically. But now with the help of technology we can provide various services, various processes online that helps the customers. Even you can see earlier shares were bought and sold on the phones, right? But now you can just with the help of a mobile application such as your Zerodha or Grow, you can easily buy and sell your shares online. So that is your fintech industry, correct? So that is when technology with when finance industry meets with technology. So recently a data was released, that is according to Traction Geo quarterly report released by Traction, the India's fintech startup raised how much amount across 33 deals in the first quarter of calendar year 2024. So India raised how much? So India raised a total of $550.8 million, right? And this is total of 33 deals, correct? And this means this is an increase of 59% from the quarter 4 of 2023, that was $346.7 million, right? That means we saw an increase of almost 59% from the fourth quarter of 2023, right? We know that if we in general, if we talk about in the first quarter of 2023, we saw a funding of almost 1.3 billion dollar. Here you can see 1.3 billion dollar, a huge amount of funding was there in the first quarter of 2023. We can see here that means the funding in this sector has declined, right? We are seeing various wars that is going on globally. We are seeing that the dominance of dollar is at risk. We are seeing that countries are buying gold and they are launching currencies backed by gold, such as your Zimbabwe, they launched gold backed currency, right? So all these factors, they will contribute, and we can see that the funding sector can also strengthen or it can weaken. Why? The strengthening will be that we can see more and more startups that can be coming up, and one of the reason that it can weaken is because of the launch of artificial intelligence. Multiple startups that used to work on various technologies, after the launch of this AI, we can see that those startups, those IT companies, those startups, they are not getting funded, right? And because of which we can say that the unemployment can also be high in India. Coming back, if we look at the data, Traction Geo quarterly report, here it was by market intelligence platform Traction, and they stated in the first quarter, Indian startups raised $550.8 million across 33 deals, and that is 59% increase from the fourth quarter of 2023, that was $346.7 million raised in the 53 deals. Here you can see despite the surge, the funding declined year on year basis of 57% compared to the first quarter, with a funding of $1.3 billion, and India ranked third globally in the fintech funding behind USA and China, and Bangalore, Karnataka topped the fintech funding quarter 1 2024, followed by Mumbai, Maharashtra and Hyderabad, Telangana, showcasing their importance as fintech hubs. If we talk about Traction, who is the chairman and managing director here, Neha Singh. If we talk about the headquarter, it is in Bangalore, Karnataka. Apart from this, if we look at the seed stage fintech funding, it dropped by 75%. Seed stage means at very initial stage, to just $9.9 million in the first quarter from $39.2 million in the last fourth quarter of 2023, marking a 77% decline. Early stage fintech startups raised $147 million in the first quarter of 24, a 35% decrease from $227 million raised in quarter 4 of 2023. And late stage funding surged to $394 million in the first quarter from $80.1 million in the fourth quarter, but it still represents a 60% drop from the $986 million in the first quarter of 2023. Right? If we look at some of the top fintech funding rounds in first quarter, Credit Siachen, they funded $144 million, Avanci $120 million, Perfuse $80 million, Vifify India Finance $75 million, IDFY $27 million. Right? Next, here you can see the top cities and their funding percentage. Bangalore, Karnataka saw the highest 44% of funding. Mumbai, Maharashtra 35%, Hyderabad, Telangana 13%, Gurugram, Haryana just 3%, and Noida, UP saw 2% of the funding. Next, according to, if we look at some of the recent related news, according to CRISIL, that is Credit Rating Information Service of India Limited, they released a report that is Indian economy capital as growth driver. Here the Indian economy is expected to grow at an average rate of 6.7% between 2024 to 2031. This is slightly higher than the pre-pandemic decadal average of 6.6%. Then next is OECD, that is Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. They released the economic outlook, and in this interim report Feb 2024 that was titled Strengthening the Foundation for Growth, it has raised India's GDP growth forecast for fiscal year 24-25 to 6.2%, up from the November 23 estimate of 6.1%. Next is PayU partnered with PayPal to enhance cross-border payments for Indian merchants. I repeat, PayU, a leading online payment solution, has announced their partnership with PayPal, that is an American multinational fintech company, and this strategic partnership aims to improve the cross-border payment experience for the Indian merchants. PayPal, where is the headquarters? California, USA, and it was established in 1998. Next is, who is the present Chief of Naval Staff of India? Okay, who is the Chief of Naval Staff, Chief of Army, and Chief of Air Force? Tell me. So for Navy, Army, and Air Force, who all are they? Tell me. First of all, tell me who is the Chief of Naval Staff. So he will be R. Hari Kumar. He is the Chief of Naval Staff. Now tell me who will be the Chief of Army Staff, CAS. So Chief of Army Staff, who is the current Chief of Army Staff? Tell me. Add here one more, General Manoj Pandey. Right? And tell me who is the CDS also. Correct? Now we are talking about Chief of Army Staff, Chief of Army Staff, Chief of Air Force or Air Staff, and Chief of Defense Staff. So we know that Chief of Navy will be R. Hari Kumar. Who will be General Manoj Pandey? He will be the Chief of Army Staff. Right? Then next, if I ask you, tell me who is the Chief of Defense Staff. Chief of Defense. Who is our CDS of India? Direct question. Anil Chauhan is the CDS of India. And VR Chaudhary, he is the Chief of Air Staff. Correct? Take a note this. These four are important. Don't get confused. R. Hari Kumar, he is the Chief of Navy. Anil Chauhan, he is the CDS. VR Chaudhary, he is the Chief of Air Force. And General Manoj Pandey, he is the Chief of Army Staff. Important. Here you can see Navy Chief Hari Kumar presented Gallantry Distinguished Service Awards to the Navy personnel. And this was at the INS Hansa, correct, in Goa. Here, total of 35 personnel received the award recognizing bravery, leadership, professional achievement. And remember, in this, CNS Trophy for Best Green Practice 2023 was awarded to Naval Dockyard of Mumbai, Maharashtra and INS Valsura. Right? Take a note of this. Apart from this, then who were awarded with Nau Sena medals for gallantry? Remember here, Commander Manish Singh Karki, Commander Kaustubh Banerjee, Lieutenant Commander Vishnu Prasanna, Lieutenant Commander Bhaskar, they were awarded with Nausena medals. Right? And CNS trophy for best green practice 23 was awarded to Naval Dockyard Mumbai Maharashtra and INS Valsura. Then other unit citations were awarded to various units such as INS Tej, INS Kolkata, INS Sumedha, INS Sumitra, INS Sharda, and so on. Correct? Also remember, CNS, our Chief of Naval Staff, presented Lieutenant VK Jain Memorial Gold Medal to Shubham Hira. To Shubham Hira. He was awarded with Lieutenant VK Jain Memorial Gold Award. Correct? Moving on. And one more award is there, that is Captain Ravi Dheer Memorial Gold Medal. It was awarded to Tabshir Ahmad Wani. Tabshir Ahmad Wani was awarded with Captain Ravi Dheer Memorial Gold Award. Moving on. Who has been appointed as the Managing Director of IMF? Who has been reappointed as the Managing Director of IMF, that is International Monetary Fund. Where is the headquarters of IMF? It is in Washington DC. And for the second term, who has been appointed here? She will be Kristalina Georgieva. Right? Kristalina Georgieva has been reappointed as the Managing Director of IMF, that is International Monetary Fund, for second term, and this will be a 5-year long term, right? And it will be starting from 1st of October 2024, right? And she has been serving as the 12th Managing Director of IMF since 2019, and term will be ending and it will be restarting again from 1st of October 2024, right? Take a note of this. She was also named as the European of the Year and Commissioner of the Year in 2010. And if we talk about IMF, it was established in 1944 and a total of 190 members are there in International Monetary Fund. Next thing, if I ask you, who is Christine Lagarde, Geeta Gopinath and Nirmala Sitharaman? If we talk about Kristalina Georgieva, right, we just saw she's the current and the second term she will be appointed as the or reappointed as the Managing Director of IMF. If we talk about Christine Lagarde, she became the first women Managing Director of IMF. First women Managing Director of IMF. Correct? Then if we talk about Geeta Gopinath is the first women Deputy Managing Director. First women Deputy Managing Director of International Monetary Fund. And she's also the Indian permanent representative to the UN. Then Nirmala Sitharaman, she is the Finance Minister of our India. Moving on, here you can see Kristalina Georgieva as MD of IMF for the second term. Moving on, L&T, that is Larsen and Toubro, concluded divestment of its entire stake of 51% in L&T IDPL. I repeat, L&T, they announced complete disinvestment of L&T Infrastructure Development Project Limited, that is a joint venture between L&T Limited and Canada Pension Plan Investment Board, that is CPP Investment, holding 51% and 49% shares respectively. Moving on, important, take a note of this. DRDO along with Indian Army conducted successful trial of which indigenous missile weapon system? So remember, recently India DRDO along with Indian Army, DRDO and Indian Army, they together successfully conducted the trial of which of the following? It was MPA TGM. MPA TGM. Now, what is this MPA TGM? Here you can see MPA TGM stands for Man Portable Anti-Tank Guided Missile Weapon System, right? It was tested where location is also important at Pokhran Field Firing Range, that is located in the state of Rajasthan, right? It was tested here. So take a note of this. It was on 13th of April. Indian Army and DRDO, they successfully conducted the warhead flight test of Man Portable Anti-Tank Guided Missile Weapon System at Pokhran Field Firing Range in Rajasthan, right? Take a note of this. Important question can be definitely asked about who tested it. It was tested by DRDO and Indian Navy. Correct? Take a note of this. Apart from this, if we talk about this here only, this is a weapon system that includes MPA TGM, a launcher, target acquisition system, and a fire control unit. Here, MPA TGM was indigenously designed and developed by DRDO in partnership with Hyderabad, Telangana based VEM Technologies Private Limited, and the missile is around here 1.3 meters long and has a diameter of about 0.12 meter, and it has a strike range of 2.5 kilometer and weighs around 14.5 kg. It is equipped with modern infrared image seeking along with advanced avionics, and it is developed by BDL in Telangana, that is Bharat Dynamics Limited. Right? If we talk about DRDO, who is the chairman, Dr. Samir Kamath, headquarter New Delhi, established in 1958. Now, what is this VSHORADS Akash weapon system and this Naval anti-ship missile NASM-SR? So see this VSHORADS. Now what does this stands for? This stands for very short range air defense, right? I repeat, VSHORADS. What does it stands for? Very short range. I repeat, very short range air defense system. This is the 4th generation Mandpas. That is 4th generation of man portable air defense system. It was developed by Research Center Imarat, that is in Hyderabad, developed by RCI. Correct. Then if we talk about Akash weapon system, Akash weapon system. If we talk about it, this Akash weapon system, remember this is a surface to air missile. This is a surface to air missile system. It was developed by DRDO. Right? Important thing is Akash weapon system. This is a surface to air missile. Correct? And the Akash can engage into 4 targets at once. And if you remember, few months back, this was also tested that Akash weapon system was engaging at 4 targets at a single time, and it has a range of up to 25 kilometers. Right? Then what is naval anti-ship missile? That is NASM-SR. NASM-SR. What is this? Naval anti-ship missile, as the name suggests, this is an indigenously developed, that is missile that is developed by DRDO, and as the name suggests, it is to take out the ships that are hiding in the water bodies. Right? And they are in currently use with the Navy. So, naval anti-ship missile NASM-SR. Next, which of the following is the winner of the men's single title in Badminton Asia Championship title 2024? So, who won the Badminton Asia Championship title, and that too men singles? Right? We will be discussing here all those. Let's first see. Right? If we are talking about the winners here, who won the winners here? Here you can see, if we are talking about the men's singles, so Jonathan Christie of Indonesia won the men's single title. For women's single title, Wang Ziyi of China. For men's double title, Liang Wei Kang and Wang Sheng of China, they won the men's double title. For women's double title, Baek Hana and Lee Sohee of South Korea won the women's double title. And if we talk about mixed double, Fan Yangzi and Huang Dongping of China won the mixed double title. So these are important. Take a screenshot of it or save them. They will be very important for revision. So coming back, if we look at the options, who won the men's single title? So option 1 is right. Jonathan Christie has won the men's single title. If we talk about Anupma Upadhyay, correct? She's an Indian shuttler, correct? And she has won the title at the Kazakhstan International Badminton Challenge tournament. Then if we talk about Dhruv Kapila along with MR Arjun has won the Orlen Polish Open International Challenge Badminton title. And if we talk about Lakshya Sen, he is also an Indian badminton player, and he has climbed 5 places to become the world number, or what is the ranking of him in the men's category? So he is world number 13 player, right? He is at the 13th number in the world, Lakshya Sen. Correct? So here you can see Jonathan Christian and Wang Zhiyi. They have been, and you can see Indonesian Jonathan Christie won the men's single award, and China's Wang Zhiyi claimed the women's single title at the Badminton Asian Championship 2024 held in Ningbo, China. If we talk about Badminton Asia Championship, this is the tournament that was organized by the governing body of Badminton Asia to award the best Asian badminton players. And Badminton Asia is the governing body of the badminton sport in Asia under the flagship Badminton World Federation, and it was originally known as Bank of Ningbo Badminton Asia Championship, organized by Chinese Badminton Association with permission of Badminton Asia. The tournament was commenced in 1962 and has been held annually since 1991. Moving on, Indian athlete Aishwarya Mishra 400 meter bronze at the 2023 Asian Championship to be upgraded to silver. I repeat, Indian athlete Aishwarya Mishra's 400 meter bronze medal at 2023 will be upgraded to silver medal. Correct. This is after the original silver medalist Farida Soliana of Uzbekistan failed a dope test. Because what is a dope test? That means she consumed something illegal substance that enhanced her performance. So that is the reason she was disqualified, and Indian athlete Aishwarya Mishra, who secured bronze medal, has now been upgraded to the silver medal. Next is Maker of Modern Goa, the untold story of Pratap Singh Rane, authored by Vijaya Devi Rane. I repeat, Vijaya Devi Rane authored the book that is Untold Maker of Modern India, the untold story of Pratap Singh Rane, and this will be published by Rupa Publication. Next is Sam Pitroda launched a new book that is The Idea of Democracy, and the book was published by Penguin Business and imprint of Penguin Random House India. Correct. Next is we are talking about 40th Siachen Day, observed on 13th of April, right? And this day is observed on 13th of April to commemorate the Operation Meghdut launched by the Indian Army on 13th of April 1984. Now, what is this Operation Meghdut? Operation Meghdut was an Indian military operation that was launched to secure the control of entire Siachen Glacier in Jammu and Kashmir, and it marked the first assault on the world's highest battlefield, resulting in Indian troops gaining control of the entire Siachen Glacier. The escalation of Pakistan activities in Ladakh promoted India to take action to safeguard their interests, and Indian Air Force played a vital role in this operation. So this is your Operation Meghdut. Now, when was your Operation Meghdut started? This question can also be definitely asked, that what is the year in which this Operation Meghdut started? So it was April or 13th April 1984 that this mission Operation Meghdut started, and this year in 2024 we marks 40th anniversary or 40th year of Indian Army's presence at Siachen Glacier. Correct. And as the name suggests, the day honors the bravery and sacrifice of the Indian Army soldiers that are serving at the highest and the coldest battlefield in the world, that is Siachen Glacier, that is a part of Union Territory Ladakh, located in the eastern Karakoram range in the Himalayas. Correct. Next is 105th anniversary of Jallianwala Bagh massacre, observed on 13th of April. Right. This Jallianwala Bagh massacre is also known as Amrit massacre, that took place on 13th of April in 1990 in Amritsar, Punjab. Correct. And this year it was 105th anniversary of this Jallianwala Bagh massacre that took place on 13th of April. Right. And what happened on this Jallianwala Bagh massacre? So on 13th of April, it was a day of Baisakhi, and more than 1,000 people gathered at the Jallianwala Bagh garden that is in Amritsar, and it was a political meet to basically protest against the Revolt Act. And there was arrest of various pro-independence activities such as your Dr. Satyapal and Dr. Sifuddin. But in response to this, the acting Brigadier General Colonel Reginald Edward Harry Dyer, or we famously known as General Dyer, he deployed his 50 troops and he asked them to block all the exits, and he opened fire on all the unarmed civilians who were attending that peaceful gathering. And he opened fire on the gathering to strictly enforce the martial law prevailing that was in effect at Amritsar during that time. And many people have lost their lives during this Jallianwala Bagh massacre, and it has been registered in history, and more than 1600 50 rounds of gun were fired, and it is estimated that almost 379 people, that included women, men, children and thousands of more, were injured, and 379 were killed during this. Correct? So this is your Jallianwala Bagh massacre. We just saw here that they were revolting against this Rawls Act. What is this Rawls Act? Remember this Rawls Act here, what this is this Rawls Act basically gave the power to the police to arrest any person without any reason. So in this Rawls Act, against the protest for this Rawls Act, these people were there for the protest at Jallianwala Bagh massacre when this incident took place. Right? So what is Rawls Act? Rawls Act, it gives the power to the police to arrest anyone irrespective of the reason, or without any reason they can arrest any individual. Then remember, there was a Hunter Commission. This Hunter Commission was established in 1882. It was established by Viceroy Lord Ripon, and it was to examine basically the state of education in India. But remember, Hunter Commission, there was a committee established in 1990 after the incidents of this Jallianwala Bagh massacre that took place, and the event leading up to the actions of General Dyer at the Jallianwala Bagh massacre are well known. Correct? And because of this, all that incident took place, a Hunter Committee was set up in 1990. And if we talk about Hunter Commission, it was established in 1882, and it is basically to talk about or to examine the state of education in India. Right? We just saw Rawls Act. What it is, that any individual can be arrested by police without any reason, and this is also known as Anarchical and Revolutionary Crimes Act of 1990. Right? And here you can see Hunter Commission. This on October 14th October 1990, the government of India established the Disorders Inequality Committee known as the Hunter Commission. It was established after orders issued by the Secretary of the State of India, Edwin Montague. Next is, which of the following disease is not featured on the WHO's list of NTD? What is NTD? NTD is your neglected tropical disease. So among the following, remember, malaria is the disease that is not featured on the WHO's list of NTD, that is neglected tropical disease. Dengue, chikungunya, leprosy, all these three are featured on the WHO's list of NTD. If we talk about this World Chagas Disease Day, observed on 14th of April, here remember, Chagas disease, this is a neglected tropical disease that can cause serious heart and digestive issues. So here we can also add that this Chagas disease, this is also a part, or it is also on the list of the neglected tropical disease. Here you can see World Chagas Day observed on 14th of April to raise awareness about the Chagas disease, and it is a neglected tropical disease that can cause serious hair, heart and digestive issues. Correct? And in 2019, 72nd World Health Assembly was taking place, and during which it was declared that on 14th of April every year we will be observing World Chagas Disease Day, and the first World Chagas Disease Day was observed on 14th of April 2020. Here you can see the theme for this, that is tackling Chagas disease, detect early and care for life. Next is National Fire Service Day, observed on 14th of April. And this National Fire Service Day observed across India on 14th of April, and the National Fire Service Week is observed from 14th to 20th of April, and the main aim of this day is to honor the firefighters who lost their lives in the line of duty and to educate the public and students about the fire safety practices. So friends, these were your important current affairs. Now let's go for a quick one-liner section, that is the most important section of our video. India has lost 2.33 million hectares of tree cover since 2000 as per the Global Forest Watch. Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare introduced CDP Suraksha, that is a digital platform to disperse subsidies to the farmers. India among the 12 nations responsible for 60% of the world's mismanaged plastic waste as per the EA report. Indian Fintech startup funding surged by 59% in the first quarter of the current year 24 as per the Traction report. Then PayU partnered with PayPal to enhance cross-border payments for Indian merchants. Chief of Naval Staff R. Hari Kumar presented gallantry and distinguished service medals to Navy personnel. IMF reappointed Kristalina Georgieva as the managing director of IMF for second term. L&T concluded disinvestment of their entire stake of 51% into the joint venture of L&T IDPL. And DRDO and Indian Army, they successfully conducted the flight trials of MPA TGM weapon system. Then 2024 Badminton Asia Championship was held and Christie and Wang won men's the and women's title respectively. So Christie for men and Wang for the women's title won the respectively. Right? Then Indian athlete Aishwarya Mishra who won the bronze medal at the 400 meter at the Asian Championship has been upgraded to the silver medal because the person who won the silver was suspended because of doping. Then Maker of the Modern India, The Untold Story of Pratap Singh Rane, authored by Vijay Devi Rane. Sam Pitroda launched a new book, that is The Idea of Democracy. 14th Siachen Day on 13th of April. 105th anniversary of Jallianwala Bagh massacre on 13th of April. World Chagas Disease Day on 14th of April and National Fire Service Day on 14th of April. So these are your important current affairs for the day. Do like the video and hit the like button and also comment below what are your views for the same. Now let's move to the revision part that will be beneficial for your learning. Next, who has been recently appointed as a member of Economic Advisory Panel of the World Bank Group? So who has been appointed as the member of the Economic Advisory Panel of the World Bank Group? Rakesh Mohan has been appointed here. He is the former Deputy Governor of RBI and he has been appointed as the member or a member of the Economic Advisory Panel to the World Bank. Next, which army forces command along with DRDO has recently conducted the flight test of the new generation ballistic missile Agni Prime from the coast of Odisha? Which is the organization or which is that which force command? It is Strategic Forces Command, right? Along with DRDO, they have recently conducted the flight test of new generation Agni P, that is Agni Prime missile, and it was done from the coast of Odisha. Also remember, question can be asked that this Agni Prime, this is a missile of which country? It is of our India, right? And this is the 6th variant of the Agni series that has been developed. The range of this Agni Prime missile is close between 1000 kilometers to 2000 kilometers. Next, in April, Indian Army commenced the induction of the indigenous Akshatir control and reporting system to enhance air defense capabilities. So question asked here is that which company has developed this project? Akshatir. So this was developed by Bharat Electronics Limited, right? Coming back, Indian Army, they commenced the induction of Akshatir control and reporting system. This is an air defense system. This was developed by Bharat Electronics Limited and this was developed under the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative. Akshatir. Next, the Indian Air Force received the delivery of the first indigenously designed and developed Crash Fire Dash. So question asked is about the full form of this CFT, that is Crash Fire Tender. Correct? And Indian Air Force, they received the delivery of this first indigenously designed and developed CFT, that is Crash Fire Tender. This is manufactured by Noida UP based MSME firm. Correct? The cost for this is 291 crore rupees. Next, in April, Dash became the only Indian weightlifter to qualify for the Paris Olympics 2024 after finishing 3rd in Group B of the women's 49 kg division and 12th overall with a total lift of 184 kg at the International Weightlifting Federation World Cup 2024. So, Mirabai Chanu, correct? Saicom Mirabai Chanu, she became the only Indian weightlifter who qualified for Paris Olympic Games 2024 after finishing 3rd in the Group B of the women's 49 kg division. Right? Take a note of this. This 2024 IWF World Cup was held from 31st of April to 11th of April. Location where was this IWF World Cup held? It was held in Thailand. Location can be asked and it was held in Thailand. Next, which port has recently set an all-time record by handling 66.4 million metric tons of cargo in the fiscal year 24? So which is that port? It is Shama Prasad Mukherjee port and this has set a all-time record by handling 66.4 million metric ton of cargo in the fiscal year 24. Now next question can be asked is, where is this Shama Prasad Mukherjee port located? Location is Kolkata. Kolkata, West Bengal, this port is located. Moving on, next is, name the chess player who has recently replaced 5-time world champion Vishwanath Anand as the highest ranked Indian in the official FIDE ranking list in April 2024. So who he will be? So Arjun Erigesi replaced the 5-time world champion Vishwanath Anand as the highest ranked Indian in the official FIDE rating list. Take a note of this. Next, in April, which state received the GI tag for the Miraj Tanpura and Miraj Sitar? So this Miraj Tanpura and Miraj Sitar, these are the products from Maharashtra that recently got the GI tag. Next is our homework section. First, recently which country launched the first Angara A5 space rocket? Second, Jarni Benedictson recently became the new Prime Minister of which country? Third, which day celebrated as World Art Day? Fourth, MSc Ares ship recently seen in news is associated with which country? And fifth, who has been reappointed as the Managing Director of IMF for a 5-year term? So these are your 5 homework question, friends, and I need to see maximum participation from all the students watching this video. That's all for the day, friends. I hope you enjoyed the session, and you can follow us on the YouTube channel, as well as apart from YouTube channel, you can go and follow us at AffairsCloud Telegram channel. And if you have any queries related to the content or the of courses offered to you or the payment which you did on the application, you can contact us on the number provided, that is 7677333862. Apart from this, friends, you can follow us on the Facebook as well as on Instagram handle, that is AffairsCloud_official. Also students, you can use code Vikas10 that will give you extra 10% discount on the courses that you will purchase.